So our next guest is new to the show. Her name is Rebekah Cole. She has a book called All That She Wants, and she has some other books that she's showing there on, on the background. So, Rebekah, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Dr. Rhonda. Thanks for having me.
You're
Thank you for being
welcome.
here tonight.
And I hope you are you fully recovered. I know you were not feeling that well last week.
I was not, I got attacked by the virus, but I am better, much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear because it is something going around.
It
So
definitely
you need to
is.
be fortified with your immune system needs to be boosted because there's lots of germs out here.
Yeah, got my
And
elderberry on stash. So,
okay, so your new book is All That She Wants, and it just came
mhm.
out in December. Is that the one on the bottom? I think.
Uh, yeah, I'm probably blocking it, but yeah,
Okay, yes,
this is,
okay.
yeah,
Because I saw the
so this
cover
is,
online and it's a beautiful cover.
thank you. I designed it. So, yeah, I'm so
Oh,
excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited I could put graphic designer behind my name.
oh, okay. Now, did you are you self-published or hybrid or
I am self-published, so I have my own publishing company, Simca Scripts LLC, and so I have several books under that umbrella. And so I do
Mhm.
self-publish my books, and my daughter also wrote a book. Shameless plug, but this is can you
Okay,
guys
we
see
you
it?
went away.
Okay, Girls Fish too. So my daughter's a
Okay.
published author now too.
Okay, now is that a children's book?
It is a
We
children's
couldn't
book.
really see it. It like
Girls Fish
what
too.
is
Yeah,
that?
it's linked.
Okay.
It's linked on my page, so yeah.
Okay. Now, the other books that you have behind you are those they look like they might be in like a fantasy genre or
Well, it's a trilogy. So back in, I've been a published author for 10 years now. So in 2016, I first published Women's Voices, and that was my debut novel. I had been writing and writing for years since I was a kid. This love to write, love to read. And I finally published Women's Voices. I got such great feedback from readers. They were asking what happens next. So, and then I wrote a sequel, and then it became okay, but we need more. And so then it became a trilogy. And I was like, okay, enough of the Miller family drama. So I have a trilogy under my belt. So that's Women's Voices, Janetta's Death, and Divided by Blood. Yeah,
okay. Well, the readers will give you the feedback
absolutely.
and a lot of times if you write characters that come to life, the readers will want to know what happens to them. And then, you're like, well, this is not a real person. Rhonda and I are both writers, so we're both published.
Yeah.
So you can end up with multiple books just from the readers wanting more.
Absolutely. And it was so fun writing it too. So, in my mind, I treated it like a TV series and, like what happens next. So, and then also underneath my belt, I do have Soundless Echo, which
Okay.
is a murder mystery set in Chicago. So I try not to limit myself with the genres that I write. I'm like, my voice and experiences can go across many genres. So that's actually my bestseller, Soundless Echo. And
Okay.
it's a murder mystery, it's suspense, it's thriller, it's got, all the Chicago Police Department involved and, trying to figure out what happened to this 17-year-old girl at a party that she wasn't supposed to throw while her parents were out of town, mind you. But, you know, it's still very intriguing. And when I have my book signings, it's usually my bestseller. So Chicago loves a murder mystery. Go
It's a
figure.
lot of writers out of Chicago.
Oh yeah.
A lot of writers and publishers out of
There,
Chicago.
there are. I was very surprised. It seems like you can't throw a rock right now without meeting an author in Chicago. I mean, the writing scene is just booming in
Mhm.
Chicago right now.
Yeah, it's a great time, and a lot of the big bookstores have closed, but in the Chicagoland area, our black owned bookstores are popping up. I mean, they're popping up all over Beverly, Homewood, Flossmoor. It's an exciting time to actually have books in hand. So, South Side of Chicago, and they're always so eager to represent local authors. And so it's great exposure.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she publishing, that's Chicago, right, Rhonda?
It is.
But it's a whole, it's a lot of people. What's her name? She does crime fiction. Tracy Clark. Are you familiar with her?
Chicago.
She's in Chicago,
I'm
and
looking.
her
I is in Chicago. Oh man, I cannot think of his name right now. I'm looking right in his face.
It'll
He
come.
he actually has a collective. I cannot think of his name right now.
maybe
I
it'll
was,
come to
Put
you
it
later.
in the chat when it comes to you,
yeah,
Rhonda.
when it comes to me, I'll put him in the chat. I'll put him in the chat, but I was actually sitting next to him at the Indiana Black Expo, and I cannot think of his name. But he had like a writer of a Chicago Black Writers Collective or something, and I can't think of his name right now. But he's in Chicago as well. But
Is
and he
Dr.
has
Ian Smith in Chicago? On his storylines in Chicago?
I'm not,
In his
he might be.
mysteries. His
Yeah,
mysteries are
he might
based
be
in
in Chicago
Chicago.
with Ian Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all my books are the plot is in Chicago. Every
Okay.
last one of them. And the readers love
Daryl.
that.
The guy's name is Daryl. I
That's
can't think of his last name. His first name is
Harvey.
yes,
Harvey.
yes,
Daryl Harvey.
Daryl. He's in Chicago.
He does the Black Child Book Fair.
Yes.
He does the children's book fair. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason why his name came to my mind, because I'm writing this book on book events. And so, I realized we've interviewed like 10 different people that do book events, which is great. And their interviews are all public on YouTube. So it's great information for me to use for my book. Anyway,
Do.
uh, he does the Black Child Book Fair, and it travels around.
Yes,
But
Yep.
that's
he's
it.
based in Chicago.
Yep.
So it's,
It's
it's a
quite
real
a few books. Yeah. And then every time I have a book signing, it's always so great to meet, local authors coming from, Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, all over. So it's really a really good community here.
Yeah, because that area is kind of close together. The
Oh yeah,
states are, you know,
absolutely.
it's kind of like the DMV, or the East Coast,
It
and
is.
that, between DC and New York, like everything is connected. Everything, you can go from one place to another. Texas is the opposite of that. Every, everything here is far apart, even in town. Even in Houston, I can drive for an hour and still be in Houston on the freeway. So that it's
I've
spread out.
heard. I've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah. But
Yeah.
did you get a chance to read all that she wants this time?
No, I tell people my to be read shelf is
I
overloaded
already,
because
I
of this
already know.
show. Because this show, we've interviewed over 800 people. Most of them are authors. So it's what I try to do. My favorite genre is historical fiction, but I also like mysteries and thrillers and things like that. I
Mhm.
try to support, even if I don't read somebody's book, if I think I might read it in the future, I try to support them by purchasing it, even if I don't get a chance to get to it, because I'll almost every week or every other week there's a new one that I'm adding to my
Yes, and
shelf.
a lot of our readers are addicted to um, certain authors, right? So when you have a fan base, they really want more and more and more out of you. And so I've been
Yes.
writing and being published for 10 years. And I was listening to the other authors before me, and it's like the audiobooks is really booming and it's a great investment. And so this year I'll be investing in myself and, my author path and career, and definitely getting these books on audio, because some people are always in the car or waiting at their kids' sports events, and they're like, "Hey, I can listen." So it's kind of difficult sometimes if you have a challenging schedule to just sit down and read a book. I used to enjoy my reading on the train when I would commute downtown Chicago to work. I would write the majority of my novels while I was on the train commuting. So it's, the audiobooks is a great investment as an author. I just have to decide which of my books I want on audio first. So, I have the trilogy and then I have the suspense thriller. And I also wrote a caregiver journal. So I have a caregiver journal because I was catapulted into a caregiver role in 2024. And it just really helped me to have my own journal, to write my own thoughts and write down medications, doctor's appointments, things like that. I was kind of frazzled at first, but then I got a little pattern going. And so that's probably like the blue that you see behind me, but this is
Okay.
my caregiver journal.
Okay.
And it's, so all of this is on my website. Is so you're a caregiver, now what? Because most people are just thrown into being a caregiver. So that's my journal. And like I said, I have my publishing company, Simca Scripts. So I have about 10 books under that umbrella. And I
Do you
really
publish
want,
do you publish other authors or just
oh yeah,
yourself?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You do? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Under your publishing company.
Yeah, I do other authors and I do editing and proofreading, whatever they need. I mean, I enjoy, if I could quit my day job, I would. But so
The
this
way
is what
you
I
were describing what you do, I thought you were doing it full time. That's a lot to do
yeah.
after hours.
Oh, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it immensely. And I enjoyed really writing a romance novel. So this is for the listeners. This is my very first time writing a romance novel, All That She Wants. And
Okay.
so, yeah, so I'm like really trying to dive into different genres. And I just felt like, you know what, it's not, and for people who are writing, you should know that yes, it's a saturated market, but nobody has heard the story the way you're going to tell it. So even though it's a romance novel, it's really positioned when a woman is asking herself, like, I'm successful, I've had my heart broken, I've rebuilt myself. Am I open to love again? And it's not love as a rescue, but it's more like risk and exposure. So, the main female character, Cinda Michelle Polk, she quit corporate America. She moved to Chicago. She opened up her own dance studio, yoga studio in the South Loop of Chicago. She works with the community, the children, and she's well grounded, but guarded, right? So it's really a book for women who've loved, lost, rebuilt themselves, and then just really not sure if they want to go down that path again. But her best friends introduced her to somebody who is kind of irresistible. So if you're looking for a book boyfriend, you can find a new book boyfriend in All That She Wants, because he came in Henrik Weston is pretty. He's a pretty cool dude. So he's a plant daddy. He has his own architectural and landscaping firm in Chicagoland area. So he has his own business too. So they're two well-rounded 40-something-year-old adults who are unsure about should they go down that path again. But yeah, so it's kind of a slow burn, but it gets spicy. So it's my first romance novel.
Okay, and it just came out last month, you said.
Yeah, December
Okay.
22nd, right before all
Okay.
the holidays. Yep. It came out with a bang.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Were you nervous about delving into the romance genre?
Not really, because I have so many stories in me, Gwen. I'm like, wait a minute. I could write about this. I could write about that, And so, like I said, I don't want to really limit myself on the genre that I write. So I dabbled and did Soundless Echo with, a suspense thriller. It's in Chicago, murder mystery. And now I'm like, yeah, it's time for a romance novel, but not the kind you think, not the kind where a woman is looking to be rescued and, oh, woe is me. And when is my love going to come along? Like, no, Cinda Michelle Polk is well rounded. She's grounded and she's just fine. So, she's just doesn't know if it's worth the risk of starting all over again with somebody new.
Well,
So,
that's what I was actually going to ask you when you decided to jump into the challenge of writing a romance, because I wrote a romance for the first time as well. And I did not want to trap myself into the formula of the traditional romance novel. And it sounded like you didn't want to do that either. But there are certain people who only want the formula. So how did you challenge yourself to maybe give a little bit of the formula, but at the same time still give a little bit of Rebekah as well?
That's a really good question, Dr. Rhonda, because All That She Wants wasn't written to follow romance rules. I knew
Mm.
off the bat I wasn't going to do that. It was really written to honor women who already survived heartbreak, already went through divorce, already, had to start all over again. And I can relate to that because I had to do it too. So through my experiences, I'm like, yeah, I wasn't really broken. A lot of women aren't broken. They just need to learn how to bend a little bit and invite and accept love. And personally, it took me 20 years to get remarried. So I just felt like this was a woman's story that many women in their 40s or 50s, can relate to, about starting over, but guarded. Like, having a sense of self and self-worth, and not really willing to risk and play games with people along the journey.
Yeah. Well, when you get past the 20s and 30s, you really don't have time to waste on foolishness or somebody who's not at least open to a commitment of some kind. You're not
Yeah.
like you were in your 20s where you could just kind of date people and just, you you're
Yeah.
looking to do something a little more settled.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have regular tropes in the book too, but I didn't
Okay.
write tropes to just write tropes. I'm
Right.
really trying to expose and really bring awareness to the scariest thing after loss isn't loneliness. It's not always about being lonely. It's about hoping again. Like, I hope this works out. This is a risk. What type of risk am I willing to take just to say, I have a man in my life now? Is he going to embarrass me because I am somebody? Right. So, because, this character rebuilt her entire life and just has been living her life the way she wants in Chicago with her girlfriends. And, they have kids, but she doesn't. And, so she's just living her single life, having a good old time. So, and here comes Mr. Cayman Weston with the Google eyes. So, and since I'm from Chicago, of course, I have a lot of Chicago locations in here. They meet at the Chicago Urban League Gala that's
Okay.
hosted every year here in Chicago in November. So it goes over a span of November, December holidays, the drama that comes along with families during December holidays. And then, how are you going to plan your New Year's? You just met this guy. You bringing in a New Year with him? Maybe, maybe not. So the story just spans over, the course of 4 months. And in the epilogue, it's a year later. So yeah, I had a lot of fun writing this one.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like
There
a
a
really
little bit
good
of you in there. And I'm not saying this, I'm not saying you made it into an autobiography. Did she freeze?
No, it's definitely not a
I thought you froze.
Well, I think she did freeze the video.
Are you
Can you
Did I
can you
freeze?
hear us? Can you hear us, Rebecca?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you. Did I freeze?
yeah,
Your
your
video
video
is
froze, but you're still
but you're
talking.
still talking.
Okay. As
Okay,
long
So
as you
as
can still
long as
hear.
you can as long as you can hear us and see
okay,
us.
Yeah.
now you're unfrozen.
Okay, so yeah, I'm
Okay,
not,
great.
yeah, I didn't mean that you made, is this an autobiography or anything? I just wanted to know if there's a little bit of you in the character.
Oh, there's a lot of me because, like I said, it took me 20 years to get remarried. I wasn't here for the games.
Yeah.
So and it's not to say I haven't had proposals in those 20 years. I did, but I'm just very picky and choosy because I had been married before.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm established. I've been married, I got divorced, started over, got my career going, have my children, like, so there's that component of me in Cinda Michelle Pope where she is just not here for the games, just not. I mean, like, she's well-rounded, she's grounded, and she loves her life. So she's not looking to be rescued.
Yeah, and
I,
And
I think when you've been through the first uh, a bad marriage or divorce or whatever, you're more suspicious. That's what
that's an
I
understatement.
experience. Yeah, the first when I was young, before I got married, the first time I just kind of took people as they were, accepted what they said about themselves, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought
Well,
everybody,
yeah,
yeah.
you took things at face value, but let me tell you, Gwen, we got technology. You got technology now. You don't have to take anything at face value. You go
That's
research
true.
anything you want.
That wasn't available to me when I got married the first time or the second. But
That's
I
funny.
was very suspicious on, you just you you don't know if the person is being genuine or not. And when the person, one thing about my husband, who I've been married to now for 33 years, we've been married 33 years. The first one was
Oh,
very,
okay.
very short. The first one was short. It was a
Mine
nightmare.
was.
It was a short nightmare. But anyway, um, my husband was genuine from jump. On the first date, he told me we were supposed to be married. I thought he was nuts, and we've been married 33 years. So, but he was just honest and genuine. He had no he had no guile. He didn't play games. There were no games. He was all in. He was in love with me, and he wanted to marry me. And so that's what I needed after, you know,
Hmm.
the uncertainty of the previous situations.
Yeah, and
So,
it's nothing wrong, and I really do bring awareness in my novel, All That She Wants, that it's nothing wrong with wanting to be loved and love. It doesn't make you weak, so and I
we're
think a
human.
lot of people, I
We're
mean,
human.
everybody wants to be loved in some capacity, but
Men
sometimes
too. Men too. It's not just a
yeah.
woman thing.
Oh, trust me. Oh, the
Yeah.
the leading male character in my book, oh my goodness. Yes, he wants to be loved deeply too. But sometimes it means you're finally strong enough to like risk it. Let me just risk this and see how it, turns out. And so sometimes, it's a coin toss. It's a coin toss. Like, but women, this book will meet you where you are. So women who are tired of romance that ignores emotional reality, like let's just keep it a buck. Like let's keep this real, right? In our age group, women want love, but not at the cost of themselves. And
Right.
so, that's what, I'm really bringing light to that. Like this is not a damsel in distress, honey. She's got her stuff together.
Yeah.
And
And
so where are
also
you coming
that
in?
well, also if you've had a career success, like I was in business from a young age, you're not looking for somebody to control you. Some men are
Right, that too.
controlling, you know. Some successful men are
Yeah.
controlling,
Yeah,
so
and so yeah, this leading male character, Cayman Weston, is very much in control of his life and relinquishing that control, even when it comes to like on-site construction sites. Like in the novel, he's doing the Ronald McDonald House in Chicago, right? So he's a landscaper, he's doing all this, but he just won't relinquish a lot of duties to his crew, and they can handle it. But life comes at him fast, and so he has to relinquish control. So that's really showcased here too, like when you are in control of your life and now here comes a little wrinkle in time. Like, how do I manage this? How am I managing my feelings? Do I call her? I want to call her. No. Do I seem thirsty? No, I don't want to be thirsty, but I want to talk to, like, so all these type of emotions. That's what I mean about emotional reality. The
mm,
things, our thoughts and our feelings that we really don't talk about with other people late at night or early in the morning, right? And you're constantly, this person is on your mind. Am I on their mind? So it's, I
Right.
showcase a lot of that. It's very realistic in that sense.
well, it sounds like you put a lot of thought into the storyline and the characters.
I had to,
And
Gwen. I had to, because I'm like,
okay.
Rebecca, you cannot write a love story and make it seem like this is a damsel in distress, because
Mhm.
I don't know many women like that, quite frankly. I mean, first of all, when you meet a woman from the South Side of Chicago, you winning. Okay, ask Barack Obama. Michelle is from the South Side of Chicago. You a winner, right? So it's like we're kind of built different. It's like we're not out here like weeping and crying. It's like, okay, you act up, next, next, you know, like who else? step up to bat, So women have options, right? And so the leading male character, Cayman West, and he's got a lot of options too. He's very successful and wealthy with his company. So, but their backstory and the family history, it's some plot twists. It's a lot of plot twists in there. It's not just all romance. It's chaos. It's coincidence. It's a lot of awareness about how people are deeply connected and don't even know it.
Okay. So, what kind of feedback have you gotten so far?
Well, so far, that's a great question.
Uh-oh.
So
I like that laugh you gave as an answer, though.
Yeah, so far it's been like, people are shocked. Okay. So it gets a little spicy. A lot of my books don't have spicy scenes, but it's a romance novel. You can't have it dry.
Right.
But the storyline, people who are from Chicago appreciate it so much because they're like, I can envision the streets, I can envision the hotels, I can envision the places you're talking about. And I got, from my beta readers, I had 3 beta readers. They got advanced reader copies, and one of them cried. So that was a really good sign for me. I was like, yes, you cried. So, she's like, I cried and cried. I was like, good. That's a good thing. So that is a real eye opener for me as an author, as a writer, to know that I'm emoting these feelings and emotions out of people when they read my work. So that makes me feel really good.
I'm trying to think, has a book ever made me cry? I've read thousands and thousands of books.
Gwen, really? You've never cried? I have cried over books. I cry over commercials.
I'm an emotional person.
Don't use me.
And I don't think I've cried on a book either.
I've cried a movie.
Emotion, but I don't think I've cried.
I don't think I've cried on a book.
Oh my gosh.
I laugh out loud. I do the other emotions, but I don't think I've cried. I've cried at movies, but I don't think I've ever cried.
But like I said, all that she wants is meeting people at every level of their life. So whether you're a career woman or you're married and already have kids, it's all type of sub characters in the book too. So everybody has a little bit of a storyline. So I'm really, and this is breaking news. This is breaking news, Gwen and Dr. Lonzo. So I want to make this into a trilogy as well, because the sub characters have voices and they have stories to tell too.
Okay, well, good for you, and you've done it already. So
I've done it already.
So it shouldn't be that difficult. It's just tying the titles together.
That's right. All that she wants, all that he wants, and all that we want. Trilogy.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you. Well, it was great meeting you. Congratulations on your publishing success and continued success with all of your work and your trilogy. I will be on the lookout for it. I know you have it posted when it comes out. So
I will. I'll be posting it everywhere.
Thanks. On your platforms. Okay, thank you so much for being a guest, and have a great night.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a great night.